Today we are talking about how to thrive in a company of sharks. And I mean it. You can actually shine a lot, even in a toxic work environment, in a place where unfortunately you don't want to be in. And I get you, and you're on the right channel for, other advices. But as a former HR and a person who worked in very, very toxic work environments, I can tell you that I have amazing things to share with you today. So you can survive, so you can not be fired and not too early in those companies, and you can actually make quite a lot of money there. You can stay even for years in those companies if you want to. This is not what I advise for most of you, but keep watching. We're gonna break things down in 12 points. And for this reason, I'm gonna take my phone. I wanna make sure I'm not forgetting anything so you get the best information you can get. So let's start with point 1. First, I want you to be as professional as you can be. I'm sure many of you are super professional on a daily basis, but I want you to be close to flawless in those companies because they're gonna say a lot of things behind your back in toxic shark companies. So I want you to be super good from day one to your last day if you can. And it starts with the onboarding. You have to learn everything they are showing you, the videos, presentations, the boring speeches they are making to make you part of the family, whatever that is. I want you to learn the processes. I want you to learn how things work, the way people interact with each other. You have to be flawless, but especially on your work, your missions. So far, point 1 is quite easy, but you have to be really disciplined. Point 2, I want you to be extremely professional as well with your manager or managers, because maybe you will have, several bosses to refer to. And I want you to be really, really good in front of them. I want you to be really kind to them, but not too kind. You have to make sure you're not sending too much emojis, too much, exclamation marks. It has been a problem of mine in the past when I really, really wanted to be all smiles and so on every day, but people don't respect, these interactions. Actually, this is really, really sad. I would prefer something else, but I want you to be kind, professional, but not too kind, not too smiling, available, not too much. So make sure you are professional, really good. When you have to, replace your manager during holidays, you do it great, not fantastic, but really great. And this way, even your manager can have your back if you're lucky in a company of sharks. Third, I want you to be aware of any bad practice that happens, at work. So if colleagues are doing really shady things behind each other's back, I want you to know about it. So it's important that you keep good relationships with a big number of people in those companies in order to know what is going on. In order to be able to say to, Melanie, well, what is going on, Melanie? You seem sad today, what's going on? And you will actually be there for her. It's super great, but also she might tell you really important information of the bad aspects of this company. So let me tell you a little example that I lived. It was a slap in the face, honestly, because I was not prepared to the bad things going on in my shark company. When I joined my first ever HR company, my customer wanted a person with this and that software, with this and that language, so many things. And I found her. I found an amazing financial director who was, in her 40-ish years old, super motivated, with great qualities. She had everything my customer wanted. It was actually pretty amazing, honestly, to have all of these qualities that were really, really specific. Anyway, I was about to make an offer to her. She was super excited to join my customer's company. And then there was a person, a colleague of mine called Ophélie. It's her real name. She was older than me. She was there for quite a while, and she knew there were things we were not allowed to do in the company, such as offering a job to a person who is about to sign a contract, doing it without writing it, on our internal platform. She did everything she could. She called my, applicants, and she told her, well, my customer is offering you 2K more than what Carol is offering you with her customer. Can you imagine that? At the end of the year, you will have 2,000 euros more than if you accept Carol's offer. This is not a lot. I'm sorry, but 2K is not so much when you are a financial director, but okay. She offered this position to this amazing applicant in a company that was toxic itself. It was written on our files. Be careful when you send someone to this company. It's a mess. They are so disorganized. They are crazy, whatever that is. And she preferred to put her in this company so she could make more profits, so she could have better ranking, inside the company, instead of putting her where she had to be, in a great company with a customer that was really, really nice, I can tell you. And well, this girl accepted for 2K euros. I'm really, really baffled, but okay, if she's happy, I'm happy for her. But what I want to tell you is, if I knew what would happen before, it would have never happened. I could have seen that coming and I could have answered, because when it happened, I was like, well, what should I do? I just joined the company. What am I supposed to do in those situations? My managers were like, well, we don't know what to do. This is awfully. She's like the boomer of the company. Let's not do anything against her. Okay. So it happened this way. I still don't understand how companies can accept such behaviors when it's written, this is not okay to do, but fine. But what I want to tell you is that when you know these things can happen and they are common practices in a company, your approach is completely different. You're less stressed out, you're more straightforward, you're more able to defend your lane, So yeah, keep that in mind. Know what is going on. If you see someone complaining of internal behaviors, ask what is going on. Now, precisely, let's go to point 4. If you are triggered, if you are super angry because of those sharks, I want you to say it by phone only, or, in real life, whatever that is, but never on paper. You should not write emails or, chats to a person like that, to an affiliate, to, a poor colleague, because it can really backfire on your face really hard if you complain, in a written way. Sometimes you can do it when you have a full file of problems to show, to your managers or maybe to the board of direction, when you can do it. But most of the time, being angry at someone in a written way will be a problem for you later on. So forget about it. Do it by phone, in real life, on Visio, whatever, never written down. But next point, when you do something right, doing in a written way. If, I don't know, you have a little problem with someone, but it shows you have done many things great, or you accomplished great things this month, I want you to put a written trace of it. This way they will always remember your worth when, they have to give promotions to people, when they have to actually pay you at the end of the year with additional benefits or whatever. They will think about you first if they have a trace of it in their file. May it be on a chat, on a group chat, may it be on a conversation with your manager, whatever that is. I want you to make sure the greatest things about you are written down somewhere. Next, if you have a huge problem with a colleague or a manager or whoever that is, I want you to take notes of it in a personal file. A file that could later on convert in an email, that you could send to the board of direction or whoever you can send it to. I can tell you that when problems last for too long, for weeks, months, years with a person that is completely toxic and problematic for your work, you have to create a list of everything that happened. You have to prepare it for the day it comes out, and you're gonna do it great. And the best way to do that without being too mean or whatever, this is just defending your rights. I want you to write it down in a chronological order. I want your managers and your boss to see exactly, this problem appeared on this date. Then this happened, and then this person is really problematic. We have to take decisions. We have to, put these people away from each other, but we have to act on this. So get really organized on that. Do not talk about it too much because some of your managers will be like, well, this is not a problem. Stay calm, stay quiet. It's gonna be okay, pat pat. No, don't accept that. And it leads us to next point, 7. If your managers do not believe you when you say there is a problem with people in the company, this is important that you find a way to let your boss know, like the big boss. When you are in a small group or a small company, this is actually very easy during an event or whatever that is to find a moment to talk about issues, to do it with a smile, to do it in a nice way, very professional, but you have to do it if your managers don't have your back. So don't forget it. Of course, sometimes you cannot, go over what people tell you when they say you have to go through me before talking to the boss. Okay, sometimes you cannot, but find ways to do that if really there is something to say to the big boss. Next point, 8. I want you not to create unnecessary waves of problems, on a daily basis, because I want your voice to be heard when there is a big problem in those companies. When you are in a healthy company, you can basically talk about little issues every day and they get resolved, quite automatically because everyone is willing to make things better. But in a toxic company, you don't have many times to say things out loud. You're not really listened to most of the time. So I really want your voice to be credible. And for that, you cannot complain anytime something happens. And I know ish might happen every day. I don't know how to say it in a polite way, but bad situations can occur many times a week. And I don't want you to talk about any little problem that is going on within your team. This is not necessary. In any case, those companies have a big turnover. So if you have a problem with many people in the company, don't worry. It will get resolved automatically, unfortunately. Then I want you to escape the toxic team you are in. Because chances are you are not in a toxic company, you are probably just in a toxic team. A team of 5, 10 people, nothing crazy, not even, a full unit. Maybe it's just a tiny group. Maybe it's like 3 people, I don't know. But you have to escape this toxic team if you can. And if you cannot do that and go to a better part of the company, then this is my last advice for you. I want you to escape the company, but with a low profile, like very quietly. I want you to start arranging your resume in the best way as you can. I want you to start looking for offers. I want you to be really aware of the opportunities that are in your city or where you want to live. But I want you to really open your eyes, your ears. At this moment, think about you being free from your job and having all of the possibilities out there to find a new job. Even though you cannot, live it right now, but I want you to be in this mindset so you will find an escape to this mess eventually. So I hope these little tips will really help you out. I tried to break everything down, again, from my HR experience and the fact that I worked in the fashion and luxury industry. It was really not easy every day. I worked in the recruitment industry and many other things actually, and I can tell you that I know what you are feeling if you're going through, toxic work environments at the moment. You're not alone, but yeah, stay tuned for more advice. I'm here for you.